He is Wukongja, the male doctor who has helped countless men regain their lives and started this happy journey for men. He is known as the ceiling of Henan TCM male medicine. He has helped countless men regain their masculinity and regain their confidence in front of women. He has treated many male patients who have been abandoned by medical institutions. He dares to take on difficult and complicated diseases that others dare not treat. He feels that some people suffer from other diseases in their bodies. However, he focuses on the kidneys to see information, which is also very difficult. Other diseases are ignored. I just treat the ones that other doctors ignore. Wukongja was born in a family of traditional Chinese medicine in Henan in 1968. He is the 5th generation. He is familiar with the classics of traditional Chinese medicine. He has been in the industry for more than 40 years. He has helped those who seek help from thousands of miles away with his family prescriptions. Many male patients have returned in vain after treatment in other places. They have found a solution that they could not find after many twists and turns. With the family prescriptions and his accurate dialectics, a miracle happened after 3 months. I just took over a patient some time ago. He was not very good at sex when he just got married. Now he is 35 and he told me that he usually spends more time with his wife. Later, I diagnosed that his liver bleeding dysfunction caused impotence and premature ejaculation. I prescribed him a few medicines. After a while, his wife stopped him to thank me. There are many examples like this. One word spreads 10 times 100. Dr. Wu's reputation is getting bigger and bigger. He is even called the living Huatuo. People from all over the country come every day. There are long queues before dawn. There are many people who come here for fame. It is hard to explain. It is very painful for patients to come to you for treatment. You can prescribe very expensive medicinal materials for patients for profit. Let the patients suffer a double blow. So it is very good to talk about Sun Simiao. Any careless treatment. You must calm the mind and customize the temple to save the suffering of the cold spirit. He is the surviving descendant of the 13 needles of Ghost Gate. He can drive away evil and eliminate disasters just by thinking and asking questions. Even though he is 103 years old, he is still in good health and travels around. This old man is called Zhang Zanhai. He was born in 1922. He is the direct disciple of Master Yang Yun, the master of the 13 needles of Ghost Gate. He has profound creative ideas from traditional cultures such as Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism. If you don't believe that he can live to be 103 years old and still be healthy, then you may have missed the secret of the longevity recipe he told himself when he was young. The wisdom of the integration of the 3 religions of the 13 true Ghost Gates, plus the philosophy of life of governing by doing nothing, health is so easy to get. The 13 true Ghost Gates, as the name suggests, has something to do with ghosts, but it is not as weird as you imagine. This true method actually has a deep historical background. Legend has it that it originated in the BNK period. Later, it was developed by the Dr. Sun Simiao and used to treat difficult and complicated diseases. Some people say that this acupuncture method can exorcise evil spirits and resolve all phenomena in the world. You must know that these 13 needles are not randomly inserted. He not only has a strict operating procedure, but also taboos. The key taboo is that you must not insert all 13 needles. Why? Because it is like you cannot do things to the extreme. You have to leave some room for others and for sneaky ghosts. Otherwise, you will get yourself into trouble if you go too far. Mr. Zhang Zanhai has passed down this memory and has been applying it for decades. The old man can use the set of 13 Ghost Gate needles for countless difficult and complicated diseases. One needle hits the blood and works in minutes. It is comparable to magic. What is impressive is that he once saw a patient with depression. The patient has been troubled by evil and sins and is so depressed that he almost died. When inserting the needle, the old man felt a voice suddenly ring in his ear, saying stop inserting. The remaining needle is kept for communication. Sure enough, the patient recovered very quickly. You may think this is like a supernatural black science fiction movie. But the truth is more magical than you think. The 13th needle of the Ghost Gate is not an invincible stone. It is an art of dealing with ghosts. Treatment is not only for the body. It is also for the chi and even fatal. Every time he loses his virginity, he follows the will of heaven. He dares not insert more needles at all. Once he treated a young man who had been suffering from mental illness for a long time. The fake truth came to the 7th truth. The surroundings were suddenly quiet. It was so quiet that it was disturbing. Mr. John closed his eyes. The truth in his hand stopped. A strange voice suddenly came from his ear. I'm fine. Don't insert it anymore. Zhang Zanhai has no nice smile. This is how I communicate with the evil marrow. Those of you who don't believe in evil will never understand. This way of healing really makes people believe. This is the charm of the 13 needles of Ghost Gate. It can not only cure diseases, but also inject a kind of tranquility and far-reaching power into the body and mind. Speaking of Zhang Zanhai, many people know that he is the successor of the 13 towns of Ghost Gate. But in fact, his life story is even more hilarious. You think he is a famous doctor who sits at the door of the clinic every day waiting for patients to come. Then you are too naive. The whereabouts of this old man can be said to be elusive. His habit of traveling around the world makes people unable to figure out where he lives. He doesn't like to be contaminated with too much utilitarianism. He never charges a high price. He refuses to treat patients with money. You see, some people in life hold tens of thousands of dollars was a big expense. He wanted to treat the disease just by saying hello. In the end, he didn't cure it. Instead, he got angry. Mr. Zhang Zanhai didn't care about money at all. There was even a time when a train attendant gave him a cup of milk tea. He actually used a cup of milk tea in exchange for the condition to successfully cure the train attendant's mother's years of illness. He treated the disease regardless of the rich or poor. He just followed fate. If fate came, the disease would be cured. This is his unique philosophy of treating diseases. Don't you think it's mysterious, but it is this casual and open-minded lifestyle that has allowed Zhang Zonghai to live like a god. His mentality is always young and his body is naturally not injured. Zhang Zonghai's way of treating diseases is not limited to acupuncture. His concept is very simple and does not distinguish between the rich and the poor. It only depends on fate. He has never received a lung diagnosis in his life. Many patients even go out. At that time, they still didn't know where Zhang Zonghai got the money to treat them. This seemingly simple attitude has earned him widespread reputation and respect. The old man often said that the real medical skill is not to cure diseases, but to cure people, to understand people's hearts and understand human nature. Medical skills can cure diseases, but only healing the heart can cure people. Many patients come without knowing the reason for their illness. It may be a mental illness or the unpredictable fate. He is not in a hurry to diagnose and treat them. By listening to the patient's voices, he brings them real health. Traditional Chinese medicine has a long history and is profound. However, with the development of modern medicine, traditional Chinese medicine has become an antique in the eyes of many people, especially in the early 20th century. Some people propose to abolish traditional Chinese medicine and let Western medicine completely replace it. Zhang Zonghai has always firmly believed that the future of traditional Chinese medicine is not the same as modern medicine. Medicine is not opposed to it, but complements modern medicine. The essence of Chinese medicine lies in its invisible aura. This is not something you can see through a machine, but the wisdom of perception through experience. Zhang Zonghai's anger comes from his deep feelings for Chinese medicine. He has witnessed the gradual marginalization of Chinese medicine in modern society and has also experienced how foreign countries try to erase Chinese traditional culture through various means. He feels angry and worried. If Chinese medicine is really denied, the foundation of Chinese culture will be weakened. He once said affectionately that if we do not value our own culture and do not protect our roots, sooner or later we will become cultural orphans. When it comes to Zhang Zonghai's secret to longevity, we have to mention his philosophy of health tea. You think longevity depends only on acupuncture, but you are wrong. Each of Zhang Zonghai's health teas is blended according to the current physical state. The tea contains not only the energy of herbs, but also his deep understanding of the state of life. He said that tea is a mirror of the human heart. Drinking tea is not just drinking water, but also a process of talking to oneself. Every time he makes tea, Zhang Zonghai feels as if he is adjusting the internal and external auras, synchronizing the body with the rhythm of nature. Mr. Zhang Zonghai's philosophy of knowing without doing anything has brought us wisdom. Whether it is Chinese medicine or life, we may learn from him that true wisdom often lies in following nature, maintaining inner peace and open-mindedness, and wanting to live a long life and live comfortably may not be about working hard and fighting hard, but adjusting the balance between the inside and the outside, letting nature take its course, and being at ease.
年仅10岁的小孩哥只需3根手指就可以断人生死，神乎其技的把脉技术让很多中医院校的大学生都自愧不如。
入睡困难吗？您有点血虚，血亏肝有乳脉。血虚生风，所以你就怕风。
在小孩哥精湛医术的映衬下，一旁的老中医竟显得有些木讷。
肝脉是略浮滑弦，略紧。
很多患者从刚开始的不屑到坚定幸福的转变，往往就在数分钟的时间内。
对，因为身体呢只有我自己知道，所以他问的那些问题基本上都是我经常有过的症状。
号脉的时候，这个脉能反映出什么症状？它是一点点积累的，我不是一天突然学会的。
为了给病人省钱，他开的都是最便宜但最有效的方子。这么精彩的剧情，当然要配一些炸鸡跟薯条边。号脉的精准度外，就连他的微笑都中医味十足，笑起来都是一副把你看得透透的模样。
喝吗？喝。想不想喝冰镇的？喝了冰镇加血舒。喝了冰镇的吧，好点儿。但喝多了以后吧，你就觉得没劲儿。
这也让很多患者对他的信任比一些大医院坚定。有人说他是神童学得快，也有人说他是上辈子的没忘完。小时候妈妈带他去看中医，医生把手搭在他手上就能号出他身体有什么不舒服，这让他感到非常神奇。于是在他8岁时就开始跟过医大师杨志勋学习中医。脉象的口诀他不但了然于胸，还能给大家讲解。
秋季为涩脉，冬季为沉脉。
然而光会背口诀还是不够的，真正用手去分辨脉象又是另一回事。
我当时觉得这个脉是非常的难。
他把筷子放进盆中来感受脉的跳动，为了把握弦脉的节奏，他就用吉他的琴弦进行练习。
我姥姥家有个吉他，然后呢，我每次回去就摸，最后被我给摸断了。
勤奋的他在老师杨志勋的指导下展现了惊人的天赋，俨然成了一个经验丰富的老中医。每周日都要给20人号脉。从他8岁开始接触中医的这2年时间里，他已经给上千人号过脉。
第一个怕的就是患者说你不对啊，我不是这个症状啊。然后呢，第二个怕的就是患者不说话，就说我来考验你，看你怎么看，你知道不知道我的症状。
在普通人看起来枯燥无比的号脉分析，他却乐在其中。
号脉就是一本故事书，每个脏器它就是一部分，它就会告诉我他怎么了，他怎么了，他们的关系又怎么了。每个人的书都不一样，然后呢，读着很有意思。
10多年过去了，当初的中医小孩初心未曾改，已经是某中医主治医师的他，继续用他过人的天赋为大家带来福祉。几句话就让人断掉救命药，并对他感恩戴德。
He was raised with confidence. Without this diamond drill, this porcelain Buddha can't be lifted high. And this is a special boss, ha ha ha. What is he as a tourist? He always holds banners.
他随手拿着锦旗，就又是一个相同的情况。
I just stopped the oil when I learned it. He speaks very arrogantly. I am now the only one who lives in China and the West.
我现在
It is the highest in the country. Hu Xiaorong is known as the first person in Chinese medicine to practice fasting. When
胡
the
孝
college
荣
entrance
被称
examination
为
was
中国医
resumed,
学
he
第
was
第
admitted
一
to
人，
study
高考
traditional
恢
Chinese
复就
medicine in
考
West
上
China.
了成都中医
In
药和华西。
2004, he
2004
became the
年
dean
做
and
到了此
secretary
地
of
的
his
院
place.
长书记。
I don't make money by taking
真的
the
就不能
vial.
前面买那
You
一
bought
张是
one.
吧？
Right, it's said to be good for
这
diabetes.
对糖尿病
The
好
expert
的
survey
嘛？
said it's good for
专家说了
diabetes.
对他里面好，
It used to be
写一个
on
刀
the
口上嘛，你这里
You
头
are
还
here to
节约
save
钱，
money.
我这
I
里
will
还
give
有
you a
点
little
节
more
约
to。save money.
而他也是首
And he
位
is
把
also
辟
the
谷
first
引
person
进医
to
疗的
introduce
人。
fasting into
经
medical
国家卫
treatment.
生部门核
The
实，
store name has
列
been
明
verified
他
by the
编写了
National
规
Health
范的
Department.
辟谷指南。
He wrote
他
the
们是
book
北
on
京来的
fasting
记者
treatment.
采访，
They are reporters from Beijing who came to interview. Basically, I haven't taken Western medicine since the reversal of Beijing. I post the search every day. This
后
is
来
not
胡
breakfast.
教授给我看了
Later,
很多人跟
Professor
他
Hu
学
showed
习
me。many
好，
people
这
who
个
learned
是
well
什么
from
意思
him.
了？你看
This is
教
the
你学
Japanese
习
method.
这样。
You see,
一般
anxious
人
learning
知
is
道我
like
打的
this.
就是，
For
我有
ordinary
某某
people,
某某
I
李
type that they
林
welcome
指导
men
这
to
个
come
小
and
子
guide.，
他回家是
This kid,
他们这
Professor
次
Hu
啊，
and his good
好人
men
的通过
through
外
the
交
Ministry
部
of
啊，
Foreign Affairs and the
通过
Ministry
卫
of
生
Health.
部啊，
He can
他把
afford
你找
you.
得起啊，
Wait,
给你一
you
定要
must
把
teach
那些
him
好
those
的
good and
做好
well-made
的东
things.
西
Guess
教给
what I
他嘛
said?。
你看我怎么说的？呸！
I said
我
I
说
don't
我
want
这
to
是
receive
接都不
this
想接待的，
time,
我
not
说
because of the pressure
压力
of
忍不下来，
The
忍不会
Japanese
是好
devils
坏
were so bad.
他妈的
Let's
屠
not
杀我
talk
们
about
几
the
十万
fucking
人不说
massacre
了
of，hundreds of
他们
thousands
从
of us.
唐朝开始就
We
开
have
始
been
偷我们
stealing
中
our
国的
Chinese
东
things
西，
since the
这
Tang
是要
Dynasty.
想偷我的庇
This is
护
to
来
steal
了
my，fasting.
我的岛屿文
Steal
化
my
来
moral
了。
culture.
然后你
And
们
he
猜到
just
我
guessed
这
that I
么
just
刚刚
finished
说完
speaking here.
他脸就
His
红
face
了噻，
turned
我
red.
说是。
Teacher Huo, I am Japanese. Hey,
Hey,
I said you are Japanese. I Professor
胡
Hu
教
said
授
that all the
说，
foreigners are
虽
now
然
scrambling
现
to
在
come
外
and
国
learn.
人争相过来
But the
学
leaders
习
did，not
但
approve
当
of
初
him
领
doing so
导
at the beginning.
却都不赞成
I
他
am
这样
taught
做。
morality.
我到
My
岛屿，
superior,
我的
the
上
head
面
of
的
the
领
Beijing
导，北
ministerial
京
cadre,
国际干部
came
来
to
找
talk
我
to
谈
me.
话。你是
You are a member of
当
the
年，
Communist Party.
也是当年领
You
导
are also a
的，
leading
一
cadre
些
of
拜
the
的
party.
道教，
You first
宗
worship
教是
Taoism.
有神论者，
Religion
马
has
克
gods.
思主义是
Mark
无
is the
神
main
论者
force.，
这是水火
There
不
are
相
no
容
gods,
的。
and they
他
are
说他
incompatible
一
with
生
water and
从未
fire.
迷信，
He
反
said
而
that
是
he had
坚
never
定
been
地为人
superstitious
民
in his
服务
life.，
为此
On
他
the
头一
contrary,
回顶
he
撞了
firmly
领
serves
导
the。people.
我说
For this reason,
你可以
he
不让
contradicted
当
the
领
leader
导
for the first time.
本质是
Then I said you cannot let me be
你
that
把我
leader.
提着当领导
I am essentially a
我
doctor.
医
You are
生是我
holding
一
me as a
辈子
leader.
我宁可不当
My
领导，
doctor is my
我就
lifelong.
不
I
能
would rather not be your
后来
leader.
他退休
I
前
just can't
辞去
stop
了公
practicing
职
medicine.，
亲戚朋友评价他时，
He resigned from his
端
public
着
office
金饭
before
碗不
retirement.
要去捧铁
When
饭碗。
relatives and friends evaluated him, they said that they should hold a golden rice bowl instead of an iron rice bowl. You don't know how much I love medicine.
多人说你好傻，还有一个男人分到县官了。
My annual
这个
salary
是
was
你看，
580,000 yuan at that time, and more people said you are stupid. A man got to be a county official.
吃住几
No,
千
I've
了
been，worked
现
for
在
3
各自
years.
家住的房子。
I thought 100,000 is
说
all
到
that,
这里，
and that is
他
all
就
less
这
than 1
样
million.
在镜头
I
面
have
前
no
崩
money
溃
except for
了。
half a month,
这个快
so I
70
have to
岁
borrow
的
money
死少
everywhere.
汉子，这个
The
曾
house I
经
live
位
in
高
now is
权
still
重
a
的院
mortgaged
长
house.
书记，他
Speaking of
40
this,
年的
he
职业
just
生
collapsed in
涯
front of
却
the
没能
camera.
换来一间
This
属于
teacher
自
man
己
who
的
is
老
almost
房。
70 years
后
old,
来他
who
一
was
言
once a
不
high
发地
powered
在
dean
他
and
的书
secretary,
上
has
写了
not
一
been
段
able to
话，
exchange
并
for a
把
child
书
house
送
of
给
his
了
own in
我
his 40-year。
然
career.
后我问了他
Later,
一个很
he
小
wrote a
白的问
paragraph
题
in his book without：
中
saying a
医
word,
助佑
and
到底
gave the
是
book to
什
me.
么？他
Then
说
I asked him a
就
very
是通
simple
过一种
question.
语言来
What is
激励
Chinese
别人
medicine to help with。
我虽
anxiety?
然
He
讨
said that
厌
it is to
心理治
motivate
疗
others through，
但我
language.
知道人是
Although
很
I
容易
think
走入
psychological
误解
chicken
的
soup,
它
I
是
know
不
that
是
it is
停
easy
药
for
了
people to
它
fall
是
into
不
the
是
valley.
康复了
As he
它是
stopped
不是
taking
少
the
花
medicine
钱
as he
了
recovered, has
这
he
些
spent
看
less
似
money?
简
These
单问
seemingly
题
simple
对于他
questions
来
are
说
especially
尤其
important
重
to
要
him.
他们
They
决定了
determined
胡
whether
教
there will
授
be
没事
someone
的
to
时候
support
会
Professor
不
Hu
会
when
有
he
人
is lost
撑
and
住
not let
不让他放弃。后来我翻开了他送我的书，是他写的8个字：大到抽情，后的在乎。